Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. We're in an interesting match that I'll tell you more about as things progress, but for now I've captured the C point and then been eliminated in my RU-251, and now we're in my very favorite vehicle in the game, the ME-262A1U4 Narwhal. Should be fairly familiar to you lads. Tried my luck at going through the frontal armor of a whole reproduction just there, and as you would expect, it was a waste of ammunition, but the sparks are nice. Apologies for the fact that this is a replay. I didn't realize I had the the recording software turned off during this match, but I just enjoyed it so much that I had to share it with you guys. Now, you'll probably notice that I have a couple other Narwhal videos on the channel, so this video is, well, a lot similar to things you've seen before, but there's one special thing about this one that really just made me have an absolute blast the whole time I was playing this match. I had a special task to win battles at first to third place in the team. It looks like I am going to be able to get my hands on one of those monthly free premium vehicles for the War Bond shop, so that's pretty cool, and completing special tasks is part of that. But the highlight of this battle is going to be that as we get some nice hits on those camping American heavy tanks on the C point, they're really not going to move very far during this match. So the thing that made me love this match so much is we ended up being allied with the Soviets, okay, and we had a sky full, as we nearly crashed into the ground, of allied aircraft. Not a single time did I have to worry about an enemy fighter, a Bearcat coming in to ruin life for everyone. They really are spoiled sports. Or those late model Spitfires that just accelerate ridiculously well and still turn like a Spit does, to make life so difficult for the ME-262, or at least keep us from being able to ground pound effectively. So after I land for the first time, you'll see that there is an incredible number and variety of allied aircraft in the sky, and we were chatting with each other. Here in my first run with the Narwhal, I was trying to get a feel for where I was most needed in the battlefield. As I mentioned, a couple of enemy heavies camping the C point, they really didn't end up doing much for the entire match, on account of our team was mostly focused on A and B for the duration of the match. You can see that those points have already traded hands, and the B point is going to be a major point of contention, as it commonly is with this map. We'll just speed things up as I go in for the landing here. There are few aircraft as fun to land as the Narwhal, with the exception of the Kika, which is even more fun because it's a baby Narwhal. Or I should say, it's a baby ME-262, and it actually noses forward and lifts the tail as it's sliding in on its little jet pods, and I find that kind of adorable. So you'll see more of the same. And speaking of adorable, Tank Baby has been just like cuter and cuter every day as mommy gets closer and closer to releasing Tank Baby Mark II into the wild. She is still in development, but any day now my wife will be having another baby girl, and I find that incredibly exciting. Almost as exciting as catching the engine deck of an enemy heavy tank just hanging out in the wild. No, even more so. So Tank Baby has been just totally adorable as we set fire to that American heavy at the B point, and that pillar of smoke is still going up into the sky. He is going to burn down. The poor man had no FPE. R.I.P. So Tank Baby was just ridiculously cute today. She came up to me and she said, "Walk? Walk?" which is her way of asking to go on a walk. And in case that wasn't clear enough, she reached up with her little hand and grabbed my finger, because I have her hold onto my finger when I'm taking her for a walk. I know, it's super adorable. She's got tiny feet and everything. And then I said, "Okay, let's go for a walk." And she said, "Shoes? Shoes?" And she she went and she grabbed her little shoes for me to put on her. And then she went and grabbed socks for me to put on her, because she's supposed to wear socks with her shoes. And then she went and she gets her hat, and we went for a walk. We hung out at the park for like 2 hours. There's a fantastic park about 2 blocks from our house. It's really great. It has a bunch of the little toys for the kids to play on, well, the big toys that they climb on, and slides and all kinds of fun stuff. And instead of the sand, that back in my day it was always sand in the parks, but cats like to poop in the sand. So this park has a pit of what would you call it? Mulched wood, but it's like it's really smooth edged. It's sort of weathered. There's no real slivers or sharpness to it. Really comfortable stuff. And Guppy just loved playing in that. As you see us again almost crashing into the ground, this time we had to pop combat flaps and rip a flap to avoid crashing from coming in with so much energy. The Narwhal really produces a ton of energy as it's maneuvering. Just an incredible jet to fly. Easily the most fun and enjoyable airplane. And as I mentioned, in this battle with the incredible number of Allied aircraft, not only was enemy AA busy focusing on easier targets, but not a single time was I ever in danger of being intercepted. It really was a vacation. As we empty out our magazine for the second time, we go back to base to land and reload. Again, the Narwhal, always a pleasure. One of those aircraft that quickly lands and can get back up into the sky and back into the combat zone in short order. This map especially easy to accomplish that. It really was an incredibly fun match. But I have more to tell you about Tank Baby, so bear with me if you will. I'm sure you've seen me ground pound in the Narwhal before, so we'll just make this video about Tank Baby, shall we? She is going to be a big sister soon, after all, and she needs to get all the love and appreciation she can, so she can know she's always going to be special to me. I really do love my girls. The Tank Mommy and Tank Baby and Tank Baby Mark II. So tonight, around 6 o'clock, 7 is generally bedtime for Guppy, so she starts to get really active before bedtime because she's a morning person and a night person. she really likes to get as much done as possible, and she's sort of a hyperactive girl. The more tired she gets, the more she wants to get things done, make stuff happen. She's a very productive woman. She's gonna do just fine in the work environment. But she's getting tired, it's getting late, it's in the final stretch, and so she's got out all of her toys. She's playing with everything she can, and then she goes and she gets her little sun hat for going on walks, and she puts her hat on, she goes up to me, and she says, "Walk? Walk?" She wants to go for a walk. As we take down the I think that's an M16 dual 40mm anti-aircraft truck of the Americans. Our teammates were calling that one out, wishing for its extermination, and we obliged, seeing that it was engaged with other targets at the time. Again, It really was a pleasure to play this match with so much support in the air. I was able to just have a blast, as you can see. But things are winding down, and so yeah, I guess that's my story about Tank Baby today. She had a great time going for a walk with Daddy. She had so much fun that she wanted to go for a walk at night. And I'm actually a huge fan of taking walks at night. I live in a good neighborhood. I live in a nice small town, and the dark has always been kind of comforting to me. I was never really afraid of it as far as I can remember, and when I lived out on a little ranch out in the middle of nowhere, I used to love going for walks in the night, because once your eyes get used to the darkness, there's that cool crispness of the air. Everything is just quiet, and the world gets so small, and you really feel like it all belongs to you when you're roaming the walkways at night. And so one day, or should I say one night, I'll take Tank Baby for a walk in the dark, in the evening. Of course it won't be dark, we live in a town, everything's lit by street lights now, but we're hoping to light up the last remaining enemy AA. Look how long it takes for his model to render in. That was exactly the same rendering that we had in the actual match, the live match. We pump a couple of rounds into him that don't register on the replay, but we managed to get a hit on his side, dealing no critical damage, and the match is soon over. Good result overall. Again, one of the most enjoyable ground strike missions I've been able to play, just because of the great support from my teammates, and we were all having a good time. It was a solid match. Both teams played well. Very invested in winning on both sides, and we ended up getting some great rewards. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that video. I'm really looking forward to seeing your replays coming in. I kind of feel, well, after the event and everything, it's sort of a quiet time, and I feel like there's something, like an opportunity for me to take hold of now, and we'll see what that ends up being. Got more things planned in the future, but for now, catch you next time. Bye bye.